Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Tomorrowman Podcast. I'm Andrew Roscoe, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that like button, share it all around. Anyways, today my guest is Jeff Coulson.
Hey, how you doing, Andrew?
I'm pretty good. How you doing, man?
Super good, but I'll get better.
Yeah, dude, we just had some lunch. What'd you eat?
I had a little Del Taco,
A little D's
burrito taco action.
All right, and I ate a panda.
Yeah.
Express style.
I love panda.
Yeah, dude, I love this little hand thing right here. Cute.
Very
Cute.
Very indeed.
Are you going to be playing any music on this episode?
Probably not this time around.
Not this time around.
Maybe next time.
Oh, we got to get back on some fucking guitar playing, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. For a while, I was kind of helping you out with some of the scales and stuff like that.
Indeed, yeah. Andrew's a good teacher, and he's teaching me some great guitar licks and stuff,
You're like,
scales and whatnot.
You're one of like a fingerful of students I've ever had. I don't do it much. I don't feel like I'm good at it, but thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Are you still able to like practice those scales or anything?
Yeah, I need a refresher course for sure because I've forgotten a little bit of it. But yeah.
Well, let's go into your beginnings of music. Like, when did you start playing? Was guitar your first instrument?
Guitar was my first instrument. Yeah. It was probably. Oh man, I was probably 12 or 13 when the first time I like picked up a guitar with intent to play, you know?
Yeah.
And that would be, I would say that the Rolling Stones are directly responsible for that, for me wanting to pick up a guitar and like, oh, I'm going to play this song. And it was, I had a tape, it was like the Hot Rocks, like the greatest hits basically, Rolling Stones tape, you know? And there was a one song, Play With Fire.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to do that. I want to play this. So I picked up the acoustic as if I was going to be able to just play it right off the bat, you know?
Yeah. And
I was completely lost. I didn't know what I was doing, you know? It wasn't until years and years later that I eventually figured that song out. But, yeah, it was just that, you know, just I wanted to play, you know, and that was like what inspired me. That, and there was another song on the album, Heart of Stone, that I liked a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I just picked it. That was the first time I picked it up. I didn't really seriously start playing till maybe 2-3 years later. You know.
How old were you then?
Actually, when I moved to, let me see here.
Going back. Now.
Yeah,
going back.
yeah. I had a couple friends that, like my buddy Christian Smith. He was in a band called Friendship 7. And it's interesting because they used to play with
Friendship
Maroon
7.
Yeah, they used to play with Maroon 5
Oh.
back in the day. Before.
Is that why they're called Friendship 7?
No, because back then they weren't called Maroon 5. They were called Kara's Flowers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they would just inevitably play the same shows and same backyard parties and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But I used to watch Christian and his band Friendship 7 play at their garage in Norwalk, and I was just like inspired, you know what I mean? Like that's like what made me want to play music was like those guys, like watching them, like, dude, you guys are badass. I would always tell them like, you guys could make it, you know what I mean? Like you guys are really good, you know? And so I got my first electric guitar was a Fender Jag Sting. And,
a what?
A Fender Jag Sting.
Jag Sting?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
It's like a Jaguar and a Mustang put together.
What?
Yeah, Kurt Cobain kind of came up with it, and him and the Fender guy put it together.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know why I blanked on it for a second.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
you still have that?
I do.
Oh, shit.
Indeed. It's kind of funny the way I got that guitar was another member of that Friendship 7 band. the other guitarist and singer. His name is Eddie Monroy, and he told me how he used to have a Fender Jag-Stang, and then he told me how he had to take it to the pawn shop, or someone took it to the pawn shop. I think his sister took it to the pawn shop when he was in jail or something. And after a while, I was like, dude, I should go get that guitar out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So me and Eddie and my brother went down to the pawn shop, and we got there and it was closed. So I was like, all right. I was like, whatever. And I even kind of told God, like, you know, if I'm meant to have this guitar, I will. And I didn't even stress about it, you know what I mean? We went down there again about a week or so later, and when they were open, and Eddie went in the back, was all looking, you know, for it, and they said, oh, no, we don't have that guitar. We sold it already. You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, whatever, you know, it is what it is, you know? Maybe a month or so later, we were driving in with my brother was driving, and Eddie tells Josh, my brother, he's like, hey, did you tell him? And Josh is like, no, I was going to let you tell him. And I'm in the back seat like, what? Tell me what, you know? And Eddie's like, well, I went to Downey Music the other day, and I walked inside and I saw a Fender Jag-Stang, you know, hanging on the wall. I was like, oh, dude, awesome. Thanks, you know, thanks for letting me know. I worked with my dad for a week straight, Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
On Friday after work, we went to Downey Music and bought the Fender Jag-Stang. It was $325.
All right.
I remember that, yeah. And my dad was wheeling and dealing and got a strap, you know, and this and that with it, you know. But I moved to North Carolina shortly after that, and I was just playing all the time.
Yeah. Were you just like playing two records and?
Yeah, just kind of more or less just wanted to get in the habit of just practicing, exercising, practicing every day.
Mm-hmm. Were you like reading tabs or anything like that?
A little bit of tabs, yeah. I had came across a few VHS videos.
Oh, cool.
One was like how to play guitar in the style of Pink Floyd, and I think his guy name was Kurt Mitchell or something. And then the other one was how to play guitar in the style of Jimi Hendrix, you know. So he'll show like a little riff, you know, and then it comes with the tablature too. So that was cool. And the other one I got was how to play guitar in the style of Pantera. So, you know, it was just, that was kind of really the beginning. And I really wish that I would have kept that discipline of playing every day, all throughout the day as much as I could. I really wish I would have stayed with that from then until now, you know. Probably be in a different place. Who knows? And maybe I'd be guitarist for some big rock band or something, you know.
Hey, man.
You never know.
That door's never really closed because you never really know.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah. And so how long have you been playing since then? Like
how long has it been since
since you like seriously started playing guitar and stuff?
Probably, it's probably been about 20 years. Yeah. About 20 years or so, because I'm 38 now. So that was probably 17, 18 is when I really started to, yeah.
Did it take 20 years to get that beard too, or what?
Oh, man, this beard this beard is probably only, let's see, this part started growing in October 5th.
And you just said, fuck it.
Yeah, just let it keep on going.
All
It's
right.
getting pretty good. I'm going for a ZZ Top look, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of like the kind of the roots. I started playing guitar. Actually, the first couple bands I was in, I played the drums. So that was, you know, that was fun. The drums.
You don't play anymore?
Drums?
Yeah.
Not really. You know, from time to time, but.
Just feeling around, kind of thing.
Yeah. Nothing. You know, seriously or consecutively. You know, like. For long periods of time, but I love the drums. It's really I mean, that's one of the funnest instruments, I think. You know, kind of just go at it. You know.
It's. I mean, it is one of the funnest. But I love guitar. It was my first instrument.
It was your first instrument too?
That was my first instrument, and I mean, there's nothing like it. You know, like any instrument that you kind of put the time into, there's always some sort of pull that it has on your heart. You know, in some sort of way.
Indeed.
Yeah. That fucking panda, man, got me a little. A little clogged up.
It'll happen.
That Kung Pao, bro. I'm
You
telling
got Kung Pao. Yeah, it's good times. I love music, you know.
Yeah, are you playing it in the groups right now, or are you just doing like your own
No.
solo stuff?
Just do my solo thing, you know. I've been in enough bands to know, like, being in a band is a bit like being married,
It is.
you know.
It's a relationship for sure.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to deal with people's egos and this and that, you know. You guys got to get along, the most important, you know.
Yeah, before the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be able to get along good, be in the same room for, you know, long periods of time, you know, and just got to be able to work good together, basically, you know.
Do you have any recorded work, like as far as your solo work or something?
Yeah, I mean, I've again, in the beginning, I got a 4-track, a Tascam 4-track, and would just really, you know, experiment with me, like learning how to, like my buddy Christian would let me borrow like his Line 6 delay pedal. So it was a lot of it was just me like learning how to play, use the pedal, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'd get like trippy stuff because like tracks would like overlap over different tracks and like.
Oh, so you would create like soundscapes kind of thing?
Yeah,
like
totally.
Different textures and all that.
Yeah, you know, just making noise a lot of the time, but I'd come up with some pretty cool stuff that I don't think I could reduplicate.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like UFO sounds to like drums, like me playing the drums, you know. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So, you know, I recorded a little bit. Nothing too. My uncle's got a studio in Arizona where I went and recorded a Beatles song, "Real Love."
Ooh.
And yeah, so that was fun. And then I went back a year or so later with my band. Actually, I went back. The second time I went back was just with my singer from the band Anderson Council, where I played the guitar, and my buddy Josh Kirby, longtime friend. He was a singer, so we went down there and just recorded a little song, and then shortly after that, we went down there with the whole band and recorded a couple tunes. But you know, I've done more recording, more professional, like recording in an actual studio. I've done more of that with like the band Anderson Council and stuff. For my own stuff, I just, you know, would use like a 8-track or 4-track recorder in my room. And
well, do you ever plan to like go into like a studio or anything like that, like later on when?
Maybe if it's meant to be. For the most part, though, I'll just record myself in my room and, you know, just do it like that until something else presents itself, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. It's definitely fun just to play music. And so I would, you know, just make random sounds, you know, like UFO sounds to drums and stuff. Eventually that would get old and like, okay, well, I'm going to like write a song or I want to record like a song, like acoustic or whatever, electric, like with a real chord format and, you know, sing to it. And then it's always fun to put bass and drums to that later, you know. So that's was always fun to eventually like try and get a song down, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I've always loved music, and it's always been a big draw for me. You know?
Do you have like a program at your house that you record into or anything, or is it just like on that Tascam?
Yeah, it's just like the Tascam was in the beginning, the 4-track Tascam. Now I have like a digital 8-track that I just bought off of a friend of mine, Jimmy Kirby, which was Josh's older brother. So I've been experimenting, you know, with using that a little bit. But no, I don't really have like a program that I use on my computer or anything. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, music has always kind of been my life, so to speak. I've always knew that I wanted to do something in music, you know. So I grew up doing construction with my dad, and I found out real quick I didn't want to do that, you know.
Just from all that fucking lifting and all that shit.
Digging trenches. I don't know if you've ever dug trenches, but oh man, it's brutal. It's brutal work, you know. You're out there in the hot sun digging with a shovel. It's
some hard ass dirt.
Yeah, dude, it's torturous at times, you know. It's like slave labor type of thing, you know.
Shit.
Yeah. And so I found out real quick I didn't want to do construction. I just knew it. and I fought my dad every step of the way.
Yeah.
You know, from he'd wake me up at 6 a.m. and I didn't want to get up. I'd be, you know, just like a spoiled brat, you know, and I didn't want to get up and go to work. So I'd fight him on that. And eventually once we did get to work, and then he was like pulling teeth for him to like get me to like try and do something, you know? And so I fought him every step of the way, and just, you know, it wasn't good, but it was just how I was at the time, you know?
Was he
young
supportive?
kid.
Was he supportive of your musical endeavors?
Yeah, always. Yeah, he always was. And it really wasn't until years later when I like started doing kung fu and jiu-jitsu
Oh shit!
that
I didn't know you took kung fu.
Yeah, for about 2 years. I got about halfway to black belt. I think I was blue belt. Yeah. So that was always fun, and doing that, working that hard, like when you're fighting someone, you know, grappling on the ground and stuff, you know. When you're fighting, because I'd fight like I'm fighting to the death.
Right.
You know, like I'm
every
like,
time, no matter what.
Yeah, I'd fight my hardest. You know what I mean? And so you're pushing yourself, you know, and you're completely drained, and you got to keep going because you just have to, you know. And you're losing, you know, you got no strength in your hands, and you're just like, you know, pushing yourself, you know.
Did you guys have like headgear or anything like that when you would compete?
No, I mean, it was never like full contact. Like we weren't punching or kicking. It was mainly like, you know, like grappling, like jiu-jitsu type groundwork.
Yeah. That's fucking a workout.
Oh, and a half. Yeah.
Ridiculous. Just holding somebody down, trying to fucking tap them out.
Yeah,
you know, like
exactly. Yeah. So it wasn't until then that I was able to appreciate the hard work. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm getting a good workout doing this jiu-jitsu and stuff. So when I would be working with my dad, I would be like, whoa, this is like, I'm pushing myself here now. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to like, to work hard, and I never had done that. I had never had a draw to do that before.
Yeah.
You know?
But it was something that you were somewhat passionate about. So
yeah,
it felt that much more rewarding, right? To know that you've accumulated like those skills, you know.
Totally, yeah.
From the work that you put into it, yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of carried over, and it helped me to actually appreciate the hard work that I had, you know, did with my dad, you know. But like I said early on, I knew that I wanted to do something in music, and you know, God bless me, and I'm able to work here with awesome people like you.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. I mean, you know, we're doing a podcast right now, and it's fucking good. We jammed a few times, you know.
Yeah.
Both on acoustic and a little bit of drumming, and I think maybe you were on bass in the other department one time, right?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Yeah. I was on bass or something over there in the next department over, and then I hear these drums coming. I'm like, who is it? I was like, oh, it's Andrew on the drums. I was like, all right.
Dude, I mean, everyone here is a musician, and it's just wild. So, people who are listening, I appreciate you guys sticking with all these musicians that I've been having on. But these are the guys I'm around like most of my day, and they're fucking awesome, and they're beautiful souls, man.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying like how music is a beautiful thing, and how you enjoy just like the creative process of it, and and accumulating knowledge. With it, and going into your kung fu stuff too, like the discipline that you've acquired there, do you find that like went into your musical stuff too? You know what I mean? Like those kinds of skills, like as far as like maybe practicing a certain riff or a certain pattern of chords.
Yeah, I would
like
say so. I would think so. Yeah, without a doubt. I think it probably carried over there as well. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you know, music is just always kind of like spoke to me, like to my soul. Like it's like when music will give you the chills, you know, or like when a song will like bring you to tears, you know.
Oh yeah.
And it could be anything. It just could be something you're going through at the time, and you hear a song that you've heard 100 times, but this time it brings a tear to your eye.
Yeah.
You know?
You start playing like, oh, I was meant to hear it like right now.
Yeah, I mean, like Steve Price. He you know Steve.
Yeah.
He works here with us, and
fuck yeah.
like his even like something as simple as like his piano playing will like it'll move me like to tears almost. You know what I mean? And it's just like I don't know. Certain things speak to you. You know. So
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if anyone who plays music, you just know when you kind of find that euphoric, almost transcendental type of feeling, like, it's something else.
Yeah.
Almost like a drug, but obviously not, but
totally.
But maybe it is, because I feel like shit when I don't practice or I don't play music or create,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. And it kind of can transport you to like another realm.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
all the time, man.
Yeah.
And that's what we're really trying to do anyway, is leave this, whatever, all this stress that we're always inundated with, on a daily basis. Just
without a doubt, find some escape some way, somehow.
Some way, somehow, either through music or this podcast or sex or I don't know.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah,
right?
whatever floats your boat, hanging out with friends. It could be anything like that, taking a walk in the park. Whatever.
But yeah, exactly. Like, music is definitely like on the the healthier side, Yeah. To
it's good for your brain.
Walk. Yeah. It's creative. You're being creative. You can like write songs, So it's definitely a good outlet to have,
Mm-hmm. You said, was it piano would be another one that you kind of feel around a little bit, right?
I play a little bit on piano. I'm more of like a bass player, drummer than I am a keyboardist. But it's
that's good that you know
fun.
both sides. Then that you have like guitar and then just like me,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it helps for if you're trying to write and record your own music.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely does, man.
Like do like a Elliott Smith type thing, Elliott, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Elliott, he does everything himself,
Yeah.
Guitar, drums, bass,
That's chill.
But I'll throw in a little plug here if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, no, go ahead.
You can find my stuff on YouTube if you're interested. Just YouTube Jeff Coulson.
Jeff Coulson on YouTube.
Yep, Jeff Coulson, Coulson.
I'm put that in the video.
Okay, perfect.
And then I'll put it in the description too, so people can go follow that.
Cool. Appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. So you got some stuff on YouTube then?
Yeah. Go there, subscribe. That's always appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got mostly covers. Got about
that's
40 videos.
Well, that's fucking more than I have. So fuck yeah, dude.
Mostly covers. I do in my room, just me and my acoustic. I got a couple originals on there. And
all right, what's one of the latest ones you have up?
Oh, the latest one I think I put on there is a Flaming Lips song.
Okay.
It's got a really crazy long title. I can't even think of it right now. Psychiatric fetus needles or something crazy. But yeah, it's a
sounds
flaming.
Sexy.
It is.
It's very romantic.
It's a Flaming Lips song. I love the Flaming Lips a lot. And
hell yeah.
I like bands like that. Or Radiohead's another band. I love
a
lot.
We had them on yesterday here. We were just like kind of blasting them all day. I haven't heard them in a while. They were definitely very big on me when I was like learning guitar.
Right.
I had a couple of their books and.
So you learn their stuff like tablature, like off the books?
I did off of tablature and then also by ear.
Okay.
Like little. Yeah. I think I always kind of did that, and
I think it's a bit funner that way.
Yeah.
Trying to do it by ear sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but listening to Radiohead yesterday was crazy, man. Bringing a lot of memories back because I don't really listen to them much anymore. I kind of fell off. I don't really follow Tom York or anything that guy really does much lately. Not that it's bad. It's just. Yeah,
it's just maybe not.
After a while, the vocals kind of get a little much, and there's so much other music out there that I just kind of listen to now.
Gotcha. Yeah, they're one of my favorites. I've seen them like 4 times.
Yeah, I've seen them once.
Yeah,
where'd you see them?
I saw them. The first time was at the Hollywood Bowl. My sister bought me tickets for my birthday.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that was cool. That was like Amnesiac tour.
Oh damn, man. That's right before fucking Kid A. That's good, man.
Yeah, so I saw him at the Hollywood Bowl. I saw him Coachella when they played with the Pixies.
Oh.
So that was cool. Then I saw him down in San Diego one year.
At the convention center behind was it outdoors?
It was outdoors. It was like
I was there.
Like a peninsula almost, right?
Yeah. I was there. I was in the front, man. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I was in the back.
Dude, they were fucking kicking ass. I think that was like in rainbows or something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then there was like guys in the boats right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Tom made a comment like, these guys are out here getting a free show.
Yeah.
So you were there.
Yeah, dude, I was totally there. That was years ago, man. That was like over 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, that's cool.
It's weird to like think that far back, when you think in decades and shit.
Hell yeah.
What was that?
That's it.
Hey, what up, Gio?
What up? Okay, all right.
Oh no, it's all good. What's going on?
Coworker just walked in. Gio.
I'm just
He's the
recording an
man.
episode right here with Jeff.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
podcast that I have. Yeah, Tomorrowman podcast.
Talking about music and stuff.
Yeah.
And which leads me to my next thing is I tell people before there was music, there was Michael. You know, like Michael Jackson. He's always been there for me. You know, like growing up.
Yeah, but
like
did you see that fucking documentary though, man?
Which one?
The Leaving Neverland.
No, I don't think I saw that one.
But did you see it, Joe? Yeah, I see it. Oh, yeah, the most recent one. Oh man, I'm telling you,
it's pretty heart wrenching.
It's hard, man. It's hard. I discussed it in some previous episodes, but yeah, I don't know if I could really hear that music anymore. Not that I mind that anyone else does, but man, it's a toughie.
No, I hear it. To each his own, you know. Like, but for me, like when I say before there was music, there was Michael. Like when I was like maybe
dude, he
12,
was everything.
13.
Yeah.
You know, there was this Arrow 93.1 classic rock station.
Yeah.
And that's when I really started to get into like classic rock and like rock and roll and just music in general, like playing and stuff, you know. And I tell my dad, "Oh, what's this?" He's like, "Oh, this is Hotel California or whatever," you know. But before that, it was all Michael. You know, growing up, his music, his videos.
I think that's like everybody in America.
Well, especially for me, because I was born in 1980.
Yeah.
So I grew up.
Oh,
with
you're in
Michael,
1980?
so to speak. You know,
I'm 87,
80s,
but
you know,
my brother's 1980. Yeah, so just growing up with that shit like all the time. But it's hard to think about Michael. I get sad, man.
Nah,
I get
sure.
really sad. The amount of detail that documentary goes into is pretty disgusting. But I know what you mean though.
But yeah, you know,
that's where you're gonna feel the pain too, man.
Yeah, I probably can't. I probably shouldn't watch that. Do you believe it?
I believe it. I find no reason not to believe those guys. Like I don't see why someone would create such an elaborate story and go into that much detail about when they were kids and about like how shit was like, you know.
You think so?
I work with this little artist who his friend's a dance instructor at a studio, and he was one of the older men now who's now a kid, or who was a kid.
Gotcha.
And and basically is one of the people I think in that whole story who basically said until from 7 years old to like 13, Michael Jackson was child like jacking him. Like he said to me that, oh yeah, Michael told me, or no, my friend told me that he was jacking him off from 7 years old to 13.
Yeah, crazy shit.
Oh, wow,
and other like even more sexual shit than that.
Who has wife and kids, and
and
he's telling one of his students, who's my friend, like,
wow, that's crazy.
It's nuts, man. Michael Jackson, man. You had to bring him up. Bring him up, Jeff.
I had to.
Why'd you have to do that?
Because he was such a big influence on me, like to like, you know, from like just like, I don't know, like even like dancing, you know what I mean? Like I love to dance, and I feel like.
Could you do the moonwalk in those fucking Desert Storm boots you got on right now?
Not in these combat boots, I don't think, but you know,
those kick ass, man.
Influence everything. You know?
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, it's music, man. I love it. You know, can't get enough, and it does help you transport you to another place sometimes. You know.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
You play, right? Do you? Behind the scenes. All right.
Nice. We're gonna have to have you on one of these podcasts next, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey.
Freaking, what are we at right here? We're at about almost 30 minutes.
Wow. Man, it just flew by.
Just flew by.
You know, time flies when you're having fun, right?
We gotta do this shit again. Well, thank you for being on my show.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Oh yeah. Gio, right at the end. I appreciate you being on the show for a moment.
Indeed.
Dude, I'm gonna have you on for real though.
Next one.
Yeah, the next one. Thank you everybody for listening to Tomorrowman Podcast. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that like button, and share this shit. Thanks again for listening. Thank you, Jeff Coulson.
Indeed.
All right, bye-bye.